in Los Angeles. Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, Greg Willett tosses, and the San Antonio Spurs control. Avery Johnson moving it across against Kobe Bryant. Jaren Jackson is in the starting lineup for the first time this season. The backdoor pass, and Mario Elie puts it down.
I think you...
In the City of Angels, we welcome you to the new Staples Center, downtown LA, for the defending NBA champion San Antonio Spurs. Milton Spencer out with a sprained left hip. Here's Shaq. He missed his first two. By Hawker. What a major difference it is defensively when you look at the Lakers in contrast to a year ago. Duncan able to hit. That's his first field goal.
But when Phil Jackson was in Chicago, remember he had the Doberman defense, the quickness on the perimeter. Here, a little sagging, containing defense, funneled into Shaq and going to his shot blocking and letting defensive rebound for you. So totally different concept, Mark.
And suddenly we're seeing deflections, balls being knocked away as Shaq is able to hit. And the style was one time last season. He grabbed David Robinson by the jersey in the middle of a huddle.
3 seconds.
It counts, and the foul.
Of his team on edge, and if you remember, Mark, last year they were 6-8 and struggling. They moved Mario Elie into the...
Spurs now 4 for 17 from the field. Being guarded by Glenn Rice. Antonio Daniels just checked in. Able to get the entry pass to Duncan, rejected by Shaq. It's a 24-second violation. The Spurs just cannot buy one. Lakers on that 9-0 run. Duncan rejected again by O'Neal.
Is back to the basket against Shaq. He needs to square him up. Shaq just stays down and he blocks this shot. But get him out on the...
Ori getting the screen. O'Neal. Oh, nice pass. Well, chalk up an assist. The Lakers back to the offense. They lead by 5. Shaquille O'Neal, that looked too easy.
Well, he's got no shot, Malik Rose. He's going to try it all.
That's usually a specialty, but he's been too strong with the shot. He's 1 for 11. Bryant thought he'd draw the foul. And Shaq is right there.
And then Kobe on the break, and this is sometimes where he gets a little bit out of control. You see he takes a very difficult shot trying to draw the foul. Robert Horry with the loose ball. He finds Shaquille O'Neal with a power dunk. But see, he needs to be able to do that because teams are going to lay off and make him shoot that.
Oh,
Derek Fisher, his eyes up. He floats the ball to the basket. And look at Shaquille O'Neal. Power, grace, speed. Shaq is having a lot of fun playing basketball right now. His team is playing well, and he's playing the best basketball all around of his career on both ends.
I don't think Greg Popovich has a choice here, Doug. He's got to take the approach that Duncan. The guy's got to keep shooting despite the fact that he is struggling.
Absolutely can happen. Now what he has to do is with Shaq out of there, he's got to get into the lane area. Robert Horry, John halftime down only 5 points.
Yes, Lakers led by as many as 11. And
with Tim Duncan, he's felt the burden to do more. In the first 19 games, his numbers were down. The last 9, he's carried this team. But as his percentage has gone up, then the other guy's money. So I think they've got to stay as stable as possible unless something comes along that they can't say no to.
1 minute remaining in the first half. Duncan got the step. It counts, and the foul.
That was his most aggressive move of the day. He went with power. He didn't flip that little jump hook. He turned, he faced. Remember, no Shaquille O'Neal on the bench with fouls. Squares him up, goes strong, wants to dunk the ball and gets fouled. Nice finish, an opportunity for a 3-point play, and Martin makes this, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Foul committed by Sally. San Antonio with a chance to take the lead. Avery Johnson lost it. Duncan on the recovery. So the Spurs lead for the first time since they were up 14-13 back in the first quarter. And Phil,
it's a lucky little bouncer, but you know what? When you run the floor, sometimes these things happen. These are the ways you get yourself going. 2 for 13 and a half. He lays the ball in the basket and quiet.
What's the idea here?
Well, I'm very excited about it. I think it's a great opportunity, for my son. It's a dream of his to go back there one day, play after.
He's in a hurry today with his offense.
saw Phil Jackson direct some words at Kobe a moment ago. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq has 18, but
Out back to 7.
O'Neal very anxious to go at Duncan.
The beauty of talent in a big man like this, he fakes a little handoff, dribbles the ball, watch him a little shoulder shake, freezes him backwards, comes up for a little right-handed jump hook from about 10 feet. This, he says, you know, there's going to be a big playoff game where Shaq gets a 4th foul, and he's going to have to stay on the floor.
Nice pass. O'Neal for Bryant. Kobe Bryant on the reverse. Good defense by A.C. Green, not allowing Robinson to get the step on the fake. Duncan set up beautifully by Ellie. And
you could see that was very, very close.
here's O'Neal getting the roll. Shaq has 22. Lakers lead 6 with PGA Tour superstar Tiger Woods as NBC presents live coverage of the Williams World Challenge 299. The Williams World Challenge, New Year's Day at 4 Eastern here on NBC. Here in Indianapolis, the Pacers defeated the Knicks 101-90. Reggie Miller with 26. Latrell Sprewell led New York. Tim Duncan, Malik Rose, and Jerome Kersey on the front line. Here's Daniels with the stutter step and then threw it out. Duncan, yes, 31 lead.
Tim Duncan steps out, little square up, nice little balance. You see him, he knows Robert Horry cannot block his shot. The little floater in the lane.
In the NBA, but Phil Jackson has done a wonderful job, but Shaquille O'Neal has really dominated and is really heading toward hopefully an MVP type season.
Duncan, big play by Horry. Kersey got the step. Shot clock at 5. A beautiful pass from Porter.
See, Terry Porter is faking that 3, and you have to honor him because he's such a terrific 3-point shooter, and he gives him just enough daylight to get in there and penetrate and make those passes.
Lakers and Spurs tied at 75. O'Neal. Shaq today back home in St. Louis.
Bob actually gave me a call today, so Merry Christmas, partner. Good to see you here real soon.
6. Tim Duncan, 11 of 14 now at the line. Rebounding well, they've turned a corner in several categories, although they're trailing by 2. Here's Shaquille O'Neal, yes, and it counts.
All game, and the question is, what are they going to do with Shaquille O'Neal? They do not want to double team, but when he gets his ball so deep, you are in trouble. One little power dribble, and he muscles through the double team, and the nice little soft roll. And then the 3-point play, which is even more of a...
5:77, 5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Duncan squaring up on Sally and going glass.
That's the first time he's made that shot today, and he's been...
3 minutes to go in the 4th. Fisher. Robinson with rebound number 18.
See, David has done everything today except score.
Avery Johnson on the crossover, setting it up for Tim Duncan.
I really like what Antonio's doing here in this open court right now. Here's a 3-point shooter that's going to go to the corner. Here's Tim Duncan that's going to be underneath the basket. And Avery Johnson just breaks the defensive down. The Lakers do not get back, and it's an easy score for Duncan. I like when they play this way. I think it helps them.
From the foul line, he is 1 for 1 in this 4th quarter.
Now, let me bring them back in, but when David tried to get that steal, he really exposed Duncan around the basket.
Phil Jackson telling us last night he feels that Shaq's concentration has been better in the 4th quarter. He's at Antonio, but they will drop to 19 and 10. And over the last 12 games, 5 up.
And when he did, he forced everybody else to pick up what they do as well.
And that was broken up by Shaquille. 9-93, so the Los Angeles Lakers go to a record of 23 and 5, off to a stirring start. 8